It was the middle of summer, and I was staying with my cousin Jake at his family's lake house. We were staying up late, talking about random things, and scrolling through our phones when Jake showed me a video. It was about the Charlie game, a supposed ghost summoning game. People would use it to call on a spirit named Charlie, and if you were lucky or unlucky, something would answer. I wasn't sure if I believed it, but I wasn't really scared either. I'd heard of the game, but it always seemed like some kind of joke. What harm could it do? I said to Jake, laughing it off. Jake, on the other hand, looked intrigued. Let's try it, he said, grinning. Just for fun. I shrugged. Sure, why not? Let's see if it works. So we got up from the couch, grabbed a piece of paper and 2 pencils. We drew a simple chart on the paper with yes and no written on each side. I set one pencil on the paper, then carefully balanced the other one on top, as instructed in the videos. Jake looked at me, his face a little pale. Are you sure about this? He asked. I nodded. We were already too far into it to back out now. Let's just get this over with, I said. Try to act brave, though I could feel my own heartbeat picking up a bit. Charlie, are you there? I said, my voice steady. We waited. Nothing happened. I looked at Jake, trying to act like I wasn't disappointed. Maybe it's just a dumb game after all. Jake let out a nervous laugh. Yeah, maybe. I was about to stand up, ready to leave the whole thing behind, when I noticed the pencil. It had moved. Just slightly, but enough to make me freeze. Jake saw it too, and his eyes went wide. Did you do that? I shook my head, my mind racing. I hadn't moved it, but something had made it shift. Neither of us said anything for a moment. Jake's voice was quiet, almost whispering. Maybe we should try again? I stared at him, unsure, but there was something in his expression, something that told me he didn't want to stop. Charlie, do you want to play? Jake asked, his voice barely audible now. I didn't want to ask anything else, but I couldn't help myself. My curiosity got the best of me. I nodded, and we sat back down across from each other. The pencil moved again. This time, it didn't just shift. It tilted slowly, pointing directly at the yes side. Neither of us could move. I sat there staring at the paper. The room felt too still, too quiet. The air seemed heavier, like it was pressing down on us. Jake wasn't looking at me anymore. His eyes were fixed on the paper, his face as pale as I'd ever seen it. Charlie, are you a bad spirit? He whispered. My heart skipped a beat. I didn't want to ask that, but Jake seemed determined to go further. His hands were shaking as he spoke again. Charlie, are you a bad spirit? The pencil moved again. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. My mouth went dry. The pencil wasn't just moving now, it was spinning slowly but surely in tight circles. Jake and I just watched as the pencil spun. My breathing felt too loud, too fast. I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. This wasn't a joke anymore. This wasn't fun. It finally stopped, pointing again to yes. Jake stared at the paper, wide-eyed. He looked at me. We need to stop now. I didn't say anything. I was too scared to speak. But Jake was already reaching for the paper. He ripped it up quickly, without saying a word. We both stood up and left the kitchen. But the air felt colder as we walked upstairs to our rooms. Neither of us spoke. We both knew something had happened, but neither of us wanted to say it out loud. The next morning was quieter than usual. Neither of us could sleep well, and we both felt on edge. Our parents didn't seem to notice, but they kept asking if we were okay. We both nodded, pretending everything was fine. We didn't want to explain what had happened. Who would believe us? Later, we went to the mall to grab some supplies. I was carrying the bags when I saw him, a little boy standing in the middle of the road. I stopped in my tracks. He was wearing torn clothes, and his face was bruised like he had been through something terrible. His eyes were dark, almost hollow, like there was no life in them. The boy just stood there, staring at me. He didn't blink. I tried to take a step back, but something felt off. My heart was racing as the boy began to glide toward me. It didn't make sense. He wasn't walking. He was floating above the ground. I turned around, about to run back into the mall, but just as I stepped onto the sidewalk, a car came speeding by, nearly hitting me. I stepped back, feeling the air rush past me. When I looked back, the boy was gone. Shaken, I ran back into the mall to find Jake. He was talking to a girl in black, her face serious and calm, like she was heading to a funeral. I couldn't focus on her, though. I had to tell Jake what had happened. I saw the boy, I said, my voice shaky, the one in the road. He looked wrong. The girl looked at me. What boy? She asked, then paused. What did he look like? I described him, and she went quiet. After a moment, she spoke again. That was my brother, she said. He died a few months ago, right by this mall. A drunk driver hit him. His name was Charlie. I froze. Charlie, the same boy I had seen. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. I kept going over it in my head. The boy, the game, the spirit. What was real? What had we really summoned? Jake and I sat together, quiet. He kept asking the same question. Why did Charlie show up? Why not something worse? The girl at the mall had said that spirits could hear you when you called out. But if that was true, why hadn't any darker spirits answered? We both sat in the dark, unsure of what to believe. All we knew was this. Sometimes the most unexpected things happen when you mess with something you don't understand. Have you ever tried summoning a spirit? What happened? Let me know in the comments below.